me, does that mean that I was ever not safe when you had the power?
No, perfect sense. It makes it's very.
It's
clear.
like that thing where people say, I threw this game. That means that you had the capacity to win this game. In order to throw it, you had to have the ability to win it. I don't believe that Will is throwing competitions because I don't believe he has the capacity to win competitions. Now, if Mike Boogie were to say something like that, I believe it.
Right.
But when Will says it, I'm just like, no, your strategy is just to throw people under the train every week. And you'll throw anyone under the train. He'll throw Mike Boogie on the train. He'll throw anybody under the train.
Exactly.
So, what does that leave you?
No one's safe, with the exception of Howie. Because I told him he was safe. And that's one thing I want to play this game. When I say something, I want to stick with it. And he understood that he was in jeopardy based on the conversation I had with him. But I want him to understand, I don't do this to please the house. I don't play it like that.
What was his solution to please the house?
No.
James,
He didn't
please
offer
go
anything.
to the diary room.
It was one thing about Kaser. He didn't. The one thing I do have the utmost respect because he didn't try to throw any of his lines underneath the bus. He didn't try to offer any deals. He didn't do anything. It was like, let's talk about the game in general. Do you understand that only one person can win this game? Do you understand that eventually, if not now, sooner or later, y'all going to have to pick somebody from your group
To go.
And he understood all that stuff. I just want him to understand that it is just a game. Do not take this personal because, I told him, I have the utmost respect for you, but you have to understand it is a game. It is a game.
That's amazing.
And he was very, one thing I'll give him credit for is he's an honorable man. I'll give him that and everything. But and I said, I don't want to, no BS aside. No, I don't want to, let's talk game. Let's keep it real and everything like that. So he understood where I was coming from. He understood the possibilities of what was going to go down. And we will see.
All right, so here's my problem here's the problem that presented itself today.
Okay.
I thought that Danelle was just going to say that it was a given that I would vote for her and never ask me. And then today downstairs she was like, are you going to vote for me, Marcy, if I get nominated? And of course I was like, oh, of course. Then I was like, fuck. Because I just didn't feel like I could shit her in that. Because now my track is going to be what Diane said as she walked out the door. I'm not guaranteeing my vote until the veto has been used.
Right.
Then I'll do that thing.
Right.
But you know what? It's like the same thing with Jace. Until somebody lies to me first, I take them at their word. And until Jace started acting crazy and lying to me and lying about me, I took him as his word. With her, she lied to me about what she was going to do from way back.
Right.
So I don't feel like I have to honor, like, for me saying, yeah, I'll vote for you is more like sparing her feelings.
Well, the other thing is, Marcellas, is that you can change your mind. That's the thing about this game. People can change their mind. You can. You have every right. She's done it several times herself. So, it's up to you.
I just think back to when that box came out and Erica's key came out.
Exactly.
And the first thing that went through my mind was, wow, she stabbed Erica. But rapidly, right after that could have been me. Because Erica has been up here with Janelle and hanging out with Janelle, and Erica was jockeying to be the fifth member of the four.
Didn't even come out of Erica's mouth to go after.
Right.
And it was just like she made an enemy that she didn't have to make.
And she didn't have to make. Because you don't nominate people unless you want them to go, or you're willing to collateral damage. Unless you're willing for them to go if something goes wrong.
Things happen. So it's up to you. You know me. I don't try to persuade people. Otherwise, you do.
But I have to be honest. If you look at the four as this thing, If you look at the 4 as this entity, she's the head of it.
She is.
They're all going to protect her.
They wrap. I'm sorry. She got them all.
They're all going to protect her.
They are.
And
I'm not one to come up here like, well, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You do it this way, you do it that way. I'm not about that. And Kaiser seems, because I know James, you and James are close. I said, don't let that fool you. Things have to be done for a reason. And I'm gonna do things strategically. And you need to think it that way. You do, I'm a huge Danelle fan. Huge.
I was a massive...
Like, crazy over her.
Yeah. That's what's so funny. It's like, having watched the show and really identified with them and blah, 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 especially Janelle being targeted the first week for just being who she was.
Yeah, exactly. And she is who she is.
Just being who she was, that totally, I was like, that was me. I was the same way. I was the one targeted the first week just for doing my thing. Yeah, it was a little different than everybody else's, but whatever. Right.
But everybody has that right to be different.
But the thing is, what they don't see is that they are the same as the nerd herd. They're seasoned.
Oh, coming in and gathering. Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's just so funny that they're, I think they're from such different worlds that it's hard for them to make that decision. Howie made a statement like, we knew we were a huge target because it was 4 of us. No, you guys
chose to be 4.
But honestly, no way if I say, oh, there's 4 of them. Okay, I'm concerned, but let's see how this plays out. If they are going to play the game individually and do their thing, but when they start having meetings, I'm like, there's a problem. There's 1, 2, 3, let's fold them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And right then you go, that's an issue. It's an issue.
Well, it's like one of them needs to go no matter what this week because that person won't be on the jury.
Right.
And it frees space up for someone else other than them to win the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because honestly, if I had a household, I might not have wanted to put the 4 of them up. Mm-hmm. I might have wanted to take the easy way out and go after George or go after Mike Boogie and Will.
Right.
But part of winning this game and part of committing to being here is who the fuck you place on the jury.
True that.
And you can't place 4 of them on the jury.
No.
It's almost like one of them needs to go this week and one of them needs to go next week so that 2 of them are on the jury and it gives everyone else a fair shot. Unless I'm counting it wrong.
But if you think about it, the last 2 seasons, I keep telling people, the winner was by 1 vote. 1 vote. And if you got 2 of them possibly sitting on the jury, or is it going to be 3 or 2? Because we got 10, so that's 9. That's it. You got 3 of them sitting on the jury. So anything you do, you know what I'm saying? It's it's going to be ballsy. It is.
And I think that's why if someone's going to go this week, it needs to be Janelle or Howie. Because Howie is the follower. Mm-hmm. He's going to follow whichever one of them. If we put 2 or 3 of them on the jury, he's going to follow whichever one. He's going to follow what they say.
Right.
He's going to follow what they say. At least with Kaiser on the jury, Kaiser's going to at least say, what did you do? How'd you play the game? I'll make my decision that way.
Right.
At least with James, you know where you stand. And James has always been like, I'm going to vote on the player.
Right.
I'm not going to vote
But he didn't vote on the player, to me, in season 6. He voted for Yvette.
But see, he said that he thought Yvette played above the board,
okay.
And he said that when she won, when she actually beat Janelle, mm-hmm. who he thought was a stronger player than she was, mm-hmm. that kind of swayed his thing.
Okay, I'll give him that. The only thing with Howie, because
you can't.
I told him.
Right, I'm down with that.
When I say something, Marcellas, as much as I preach about, I don't want to be that Danielle from BB3. I just really don't want to be that person.
But I would hate to see you. I think that James would be your ally before Howie would.
No, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm not going to be boo-boo the fool. Sitting up here and going, I trust this person James over Howie, and the next thing you know, why am I walking out the door? Sorry, D. You know what I'm saying? See, you don't want to be that. You come on, you know where I'm coming from, Marcellas. I'm just not going to be that person. I'm sorry, but you know where I'm coming from. So with Howie, I just told him, and I made that statement, you're safe, I promise to God. And I looked at him, I said, I swear on my children's life, you are safe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and people heard it, begging him to let go.